Hi, today we are together with our three great doctors with us for emergency medicine residents. They are trying to answer our questions, our awful questions about their practice and the life at Congress. Here we have Neil Cunningham. You know him with Cunningham technique with dislocations. And Selim, he's from the USA, from our soils to USA,
and also the new Turkey ambassador of the ASA.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And Arif Çevik.
Yeah, you have to call me Mr. Ambassador.
Yeah.
Mr. Ambassador. Okay. I will call you like that later.
Mr. President.
And Arif Çevik is the mentor of the trauma of Turkey and the project handler of International Emergency Medicine Project.
Yeah.
So far, so good, I think. Let's start the questions. I will not hold you so long. I will personally want to ask you about Congress. Mr. Cunningham, how did you find our Congress so far?
I found it wonderful. It's my first time in Turkey, and I've just been met with so many friendly, hospitable people, and the Congress has been fantastic. Lots of interesting talks, and great people to meet and have a chat to and find out what they're doing. It's great to be on this side of the world and see how emergency medicine has been developing in Turkey, and 25th anniversary of the college is it's great to see how far you've come, and that there's such enthusiastic people, and the people who are looking after the college and the future of emergency medicine here are clearly the right people.
Our practice. In our practice, we use lots of times your technique to reduce the dislocations. Did you see anywhere else such a great or lots of people to use that technique, because you have lots of fans here. In other countries, something like that you came across like this?
It's really interesting how the people of Turkey have taken the technique on, and we found it very useful. And certainly there's pockets of the world that seem to be using my technique and approach really well, but Turkey seems to be very, very much concentrated with people who've not only have discovered the technique, but have worked out that, like any technique, you need to learn how to do it properly in order for it to be successful. You've got to pick your patients properly and make sure that it's the appropriate technique for them. I would say that Turkey certainly seems to be the biggest concentration of users of my technique, which is great.
Thank you. Mr. Suner, you are the ambassador. We know that. And we are also we are following your awesome photography. You're amazing a photographer, I think. Did you have any problems with your practice in start of your practice in USA? And did you how did you manage that problems? If there's any, of course.
Well, I wouldn't say problems, but there's always challenges working in the United States. We have the healthcare system there is very disjointed. There are lots of people without any health insurance, lots of people who can't pay for their care, and they come to the emergency department for primary care, and because they don't get primary care, they come in with horrible complications of disease processes. Having spent time in Turkey and other places, and I've seen systems where the country takes care of their citizens better
Yeah.
than they do in the United States. So negotiating those waters was somewhat difficult. Because, you would see a patient who had health insurance or had money to pay for it, doing well and, get there for some complication that we could take care of. Right next to that patient would be someone with horrible complications because they just didn't have primary care, and they didn't have any means to pay for it. Working with those, the mix of population was an eye-opener, and you need to get used to that. And those were challenging times, but we thought the country would evolve into something like a universal health provider, but that didn't happen. And it's actually going
It's a great
backwards
problem
now.
for USA, I think,
So,
to have a unified healthcare system.
and everything is very expensive. And I agree with the people who say that, this cannot be sustained. The amount of money that's being spent on healthcare is going up somewhat exponentially, and it just can't be sustained for a long period of time. But the political powers who are trying to organize that system are, not doing it well. I'll leave it at that because it's being recorded.
And what do you
Very
think about,
ambassadorial of you, by the way.
what do you think about our practice? Do you think we have lots of experience to give another country for emergency medicine to improve their practice?
So, I've followed emergency medicine, the development of emergency medicine in Turkey, almost from the beginning. You were a resident when I first met you.
And we are the shorts.
You probably weren't born yet.
Yeah, maybe.
But, in my opinion, the residency programs here, the residents here, and the faculty here are on par with any developed country that is practicing emergency medicine, and even farther than some of the European countries which are new to emergency medicine, or emergency medicine hasn't even evolved in some of those countries to the extent that it has here. And, John Fowler had a big hand in starting this, but it wouldn't have happened if the people like you didn't embrace it. And
They were ready to embrace it.
Yeah, they embraced it, and now they're paying it forward. And you guys are, what, the fourth generation now?
Almost.
Yeah. And, I think...
Actually, maybe the sixth, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, six.
So, the students, the residents are now the chairman, and I think it's a very established profession here. And education-wise, you're innovators. So we have a lot to learn from you. And this congress is a testament to that. The simulation that you guys put on was stellar. I mean, it was very professionally done.
Thank you, by the way.
And the amount and caliber of speakers at this Congress is on par with anything produced in the United States. It's like a mini ASAP.
Such a great compliment. To refer that you are the founder of International Emergency Medicine Project, and what are you planning to do? Are you trying to create just another format site, or is that another project?
Actually, there is enough resources already but mostly for the graduate, postgraduate levels. Unfortunately, there's not enough resources for the undergraduate emergency medicine education. So therefore, we realized that actually in 2014, and we couldn't find any, trustable resource covering the recommended international undergraduate curriculum, guidelines or whatever. So therefore, it was the aim for us to create a kind of platform following the Society of Academic Emergency Medicine and also International Emergency Medicine undergraduate curriculum. So therefore, we created this platform, and it covers
To create
their
a
recommendation.
curriculum.
Actually.
To
What?
create a curriculum.
Actually,
University.
the curriculum is there already,
Yeah.
but we just create a kind of platform, including the chapters, videos,
Yeah.
And other
Recordings
expert
for-
opinion
for-
videos
yeah.
or whatever you say in the one platform, but everything actually we are putting there already attached to the some points or some part of the curriculum recommended by the SAEM and also IFAM. So this is actually what we're trying to do. But what are we going to do? Now we are creating an international, by the way, actually the 18 countries now already involved in the project, and 132 contributors already in the project.
Oh, really?
From US we have 24%, I guess, and in Europe 25% contributors, Asia 33 something, yeah.
These are
And,
great run numbers.
Yeah, it's a very big number, but it's still can grow. Anyway, in the ASEP in this October, we announced that we are going to create International Emergency Medicine Advisory Board, which is the continental, the representatives, and also the continental contributors under them. And this group, we are aiming to create MOOC, for worldwide, for the undergraduate level. Because what even in the US, maybe they have 120 clerkship, emergency medicine clerkship program, but half of them not following what the SAEM recommends, and half of them don't do any examination or assessment or feedback, whatever it is, to their students. And also their, shift schedules, for example, is totally, in unbalanced. I mean, there is no actually the standard. And even this is the US. So how about the Romania? How about the Russia? How about China doing? How about the Tanzania? So there is no standard at all.
Yeah.
So as an IFAM, they're putting that standards in the undergraduate level. We thought that it's really critically important. So we can create a whole minimum required massive open online
It's
course.
just a base.
It's a best,
For-
yes, definitely.
for-
They can do more, but
more.
we just trying to create a kind of course. Everybody in the world, even if they don't have any the faculty member, teacher in their hospital, but they are rotating some kind of in the ER, but have no standardized teaching, we will provide them. So therefore, it will be free for everybody, of course, which is all our resources are free. Everybody can download using their lectures, exams, whatever. There is no copyright, nothing. We have
No.
7,000 actually pictures and videos to share.
No Creative Commons.
Actually, we are using international Creative Commons, but there is no copyrighting. Everybody can, of course, they will attribute, but there is no any copywriting of connection. It's not necessary.
Can anyone join you
Yeah.
to contribute?
Yes. Open door for everybody.
We are also include a link down below this video. You can visit the International Emergency Medicine Project and check out new resources for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. I will end your misery right now. And thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
It was my
Thanks.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. Ambassador.